Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I don't know if you have experienced living every day feeling everything is the same, just different dates, different time, but always find it weird kasi nga parang paulit-ulit yung buhay. Parang tuwing umaga ganito na lang, tuwing hapon ganito na lang, tuwing gabi ganito na lang. Or minsan masu-surprise ka, tapos na yung buwan na yon, tapos na yung taon na yon. It's always same, but a little different. We'll see kung paano i-discuss ni Krishna kay Arjuna yung isang philosophy na very basic but very fundamental sa practice ng spirituality. Let's read from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 2, verse 24. Verse 23 pala tayo. The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. Krishna is explaining to Arjuna the description, the qualities of a soul. So, it should be established sa umpisa pa lang ng practice ng spirituality. Now, we are not this body, we're the spirit soul. So, anong characteristics ng isang soul? Hindi siya magka-cut into pieces. Hindi siya, kahit anong weapon yun hindi siya mababurn by fire, mamoisten by water, or wither by the wind. So, bakit sinasabi ni Krishna to kay Arjuna? Kasi I know you're holding weapons, and these soldiers will fight with weapons. But yung body lang yung mamamatay, not the souls. So, it will defeat the purpose of really killing that yung mga enemy ni Arjuna. All kinds of weapons. And it was established here kasi si Arjuna, meron siyang mga Brahmastra. In modern times, ito yung tinatawag na nuclear weapons. But these modern times, ang nuclear weapons lang is by fire element. So, gumagamit sila ng fire element para dun sa nuclear weapon na yon. Pero, this time, ancient times, during the war of the battle sa Kurukshetra, yung mantras na ginagamit nila could manifest different elements para dun sa nuclear weapon na yun, sa Brahmastra na yun. They could use fire element, water element, wind element. So, of course, pag may gumamit ng fire Brahmastra, ang pang-destroy nila doon is water element na Brahmastra. So, different style, different element of fighting. Ini-establish ni Krishna to, kahit gamitin mo to Arjuna, hindi mo mapatay yung soul, only the body. It was explained also by Prabhupada here, yung mga Mayavadi, again, yung Mayavadi is the philosophers or the practice na inisip nila God din sila. Hindi nila maintindihan daw na yung individual soul is andito sa material world because of the soul being illusioned, being covered. Hindi nababago yung soul, pero naka-cover lang siya ng illusion. Just like yung soul nasa loob ng isang gross body. But we are not the body, we're the soul. So kaya nagkakaroon ng experience yung mga souls kasi nagkakaroon siya ng covering. Nagkakaroon siya ng illusion, and because of ignorance, nagkakaroon siya ng experiences. But again, the soul have this quality. So, na-establish yun. The soul and the body. Yung mamatay lang yung body, yung soul is eternal. 24. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. So eternally the same ang soul. Hindi siya mabibreak, hindi siya hindi siya ma-burn, ma-dry. He is present everywhere daw. So everywhere present siya in all elements. Just like may living entities sa ilalim ng dagat, because the soul have a body that is conducive to live in that element of water, to live in the element of air. So, what made us think na walang pwedeng tumira sa lava ng isang volcano or sa sun planet? May body na conducive na tumira doon. Kasi we are limited that yung thinking natin dun sa, masusunog yung body, masusunog yung soul na yon. Hindi. You have to be much more open na, nga no, mayroong nasa ilalim ng water. Why not sa fire, even sa fire planet, sa sun planet? Kaya the sun is also a planet where living entities resides. Kaya tinawag siyang Sarvagata, living everywhere, yung soul. So, even inside the body and outside the body, may mga different elements and, different living entities. So, isang body, hindi lang isang soul actually. Kasi if meron diyang parasite, yung parasite na yon is may super soul din and may individual soul. The soul is eternally the same kasi hindi siya mababago even through the passage of time. Ano yung nagbabago lang? Yung body na sinasakyan niya. Kung saan nakasakay yung soul. Same but different. Text 25. It is said that the soul is invincible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. Invincible kasi hindi siya makikita ng naked eye. It is established here that even different experimental efforts and endeavors, walang makaprove na andyan yung soul kapag material experiment. Paano may experience yon? Is through the consciousness. Kapag may consciousness, dun yung soul. Pero, paano malalaman? Even perfect na functioning yung organs, pag nawala yung consciousness, nawala yung soul, it will be a dead body. Minsan nga yung organs nag-fail na nandun pa rin yung soul. Ayaw, hindi pa umaalas, hindi pa time. So, yung consciousness yon, wala kang experiment na gross na magagawa para makita mo yung consciousness unless nasa loob nga siya ng body. May mga gumagawa ng experiment na to about the soul. May winaway sila bago mamatay. Tapos pag namatay na, nag-iiba yung weight. May nababawas na few grams or point something. Tetry nila timbangin yung soul. But Prabhupada said here, no one can establish his existence experimentally beyond the proof of Shruti or Vedic wisdom. So ito yung authority natin. Yung Vedic wisdom. This knowledge, specifically in Bhagavad Gita, is spoken by Krishna. Sung by Krishna actually. Kinanta niya to. Kaya Song of God. So ito yung authority na magsasabi sa atin tungkol ng qualities ng soul. In comparison, yung authority para magsabi kung sino yung tatay natin is yung nanay natin. Di tayo pwedeng maniwala sa iba. Yung nanay yung authority. So, ganun din. Yung knowledge na magsasabi kung sino yung pinanggalingan natin, kung sino tayo, is yung Vedic wisdom. Yung scriptures. Mapapansin natin in the different chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, this will be repeated many times. Yung knowledge about the soul, yung knowledge about the body, knowledge about the scriptures. Repetition of something is necessary in order that we can understand the matter thoroughly without error. Kailangan mong paulit-ulitan. Huwag tayong mag-asawa. Kasi makakalimutan natin siya. That's the memory. Sabi nga, from Krishna comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Even forgetfulness. So nakalimutan natin na we're not the body. After some time, madala tayo ng agos uli ng illusionary energy ng mga experiences. Tapos, tayo uli yung body. Kailangan natin ma-remind na mag-remind na ma-remind. Kaya natin palagi mag-chant na mag-chant na mag-chant and mag-read na mag-read na mag-read. Kasi ganun ka-stubborn yung mind. Paano mo nalalaman na stubborn yung mind? Kasi nandito pa tayo sa material world. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa tayo umaalis. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa tayo nag-follow talaga thoroughly dun sa scriptures. One way or the other, may ginagawa tayo para bumalik tayo na bumalik dito sa cycle of birth and death na to. Text 26. Ang ganda na sabi ni Krishna rito kay Arjuna. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed. So, dinifit ni Krishna yung lamentation ni Arjuna for temporary. Here, nagbigay siya ng another angle. If hindi ka niniwala sa philosophy na to, naniniwala ka lang sa death and birth again ng isang living entity, bakit ka mag-lament? Kung naniniwala ka na mamatay siya tapos magkakaroon siya another birth, edi walang reason para maglament. Magkakaroon siya ng next birth, di ba? Sabi nga ni Prabhupada dito, even the time ni Krishna, meron ng mga ganitong philosophy. Ito yung traces ng mga Buddhist philosophy din na meron tayo ngayon. Na about Lokayatikas and Vaibhashikas. So, mga different divisions to ng mga philosophy. Which, of course, yung sinasabi nila is yung life is the body and the soul is one. And pag namatay, either magkakaroon siya ng birth, next life, or pag namatay yung isang body is wala na talaga. Zero na or nawala na sa existence. So imagine nyo kung gano'n, di ba? After this life, mawawala na lahat. Just like a normal non-living thing. Mawawala na yung purpose niya and because ma-disintegrate na rin yung mga elements, wala na siyang buhay. Kung gano'n yung body, wala na siyang next life, di pwede pala tayong gumawa ng kahit ano na lang ngayon. Bali wala yung sins. Kasi wala ka naman isa-suffer na after this life. Wala ring reward. So, hindi mo kailangan gumawa ng mabuti. Pwede kang gumawa ng maraming masama. Basta malusutan mo yung law of humankind, then ligtas ka na after this life. Kasi wala naman next life. So, come to think of it, kung ganun yung philosophy ng tao, bakit mo kailangan sumunod sa law? Bali, wala rin naman after that, di ba? And by hook or by crook, try mo na mag-enjoy. Pero doesn't make any sense. So, if you will follow the law of karma, may next life, may mangyayari next life, na according sa ginawa natin this life. Kung ano yung meron tayo this life, according yun sa ginawa natin previous lives. Kung bakit tayo na sa Pilipinas, ginawa natin yun sa previous lives natin. Bakit wala tayo dun sa very rich country, nasa royal family dapat tayo, di ba? Ang pious yung activities natin. Pero here we are. But we have a chance na magkaroon ng devotional life. So ito yung twist, yung plot twist ng buhay natin. Wherever we are, whatever experiences na dinaanan natin, this life and previous lives, kahit ano pa yan, kahit gano'n pa ka-traumatic, kahit gano'n pa ka-dark, or gaano pa ka-light and gaano pa ka-enjoyable, pero dinala tayo sa practice ng bhakti, that's the climax and reward natin. Naging stepping stones lahat yon. Pero now we have it, don't waste it. Now we have this human body, don't waste it. Kasi next life, di tayo sure ano yung next body natin. Depende of course kung anong consciousness natin ngayon. Pero pag punta tayo ulit dun sa lower bodies, lower consciousness na bodies, hindi tayo makapag-practice ng spiritual life. Isipin mo, puno ka, di ba? Ganun ka lang. Tapos sumasayaw-sayaw ka lang pag may bagyo. Hindi ka makapag-chant ng Hare Krishna. Hindi ka pa mag-meditate. Nakapag-connect dun sa mga kamag-anak mo through the roots. Nagkakapit-kapit sila, di ba? But minsan, may mga creepers. Wala kang magagawa dun sa mga creepers. They could fight, but very slow. Or may mga pwedeng mag-abuse ng trees. Or lower species. Very dependent sa mga senses. Like the dogs. Kailangan masunod yung sense of smell nila. Doon yung curiosity nila. Or yung mga ibang living entities na nakarely sa ibang living entities din. Or non-moving living entity nga. Pwede ka maging bundok. Vulkan. Standard for thousands of years. Di ba? Ang daming pwedeng masayang ngayong human life natin. So it will make us feel same, but different. Because may different experiences. So, alam natin na may chance tayo ngayon, may opportunity tayo ngayon. So, at least, a little different yung kailangan natin gawin sa buhay. Little difference sa lifestyle, sa way of thinking, lalo-lalo na sa spiritual practice. We have to keep moving. Otherwise, we'll be stuck. We're like moving, living entity, pero we're not moving. Hirap maging idol, di ba? So, what we have here sa current times natin is may traces ng ganitong philosophy. Kung aralin natin yung iba't ibang practices, so-called religion, is ganito. Enjoy your life now kasi next life, ito yung pupuntahan mo, either heaven or hell. In the Vedic scriptures, heaven is still part of the material world. Hell is also still part of the material world. Kasi, according to karma, iikot-ikot ka lang, samsara. Birth and death. So, most of the practice now is para mapunta ka lang sa heaven, hindi makapunta sa hell. Thinking na eternal na sila doon. So, it doesn't make any sense kasi kapag hindi conducive yung life mo para makapag-practice ka ng mga good and pious activities, hindi ka mapunta sa hell. I mean, sa heaven, nasa hell ka lang. So, hindi tayo pare-parehas ng start. Hindi clean slate. Yung iba may advantages. So, parang one time lang, one chance ka lang na ilalagay dito sa earth. After that, forever ka na sa heaven, forever ka na sa hell. Or maging masamang tao ka, tapos nakapag-confess ka bandang huli. Na-bless ka ng isang tao with a certain prayer. Nandun ka lang sa taas. Nagkaroon ka lang ng onting faith. Nandun ka lang sa taas forever sa heaven. Doesn't make any sense. Kasi paano yung law of God? Kung di mo na follow all throughout, pero bandang huli, may onti ka lang ginawa. May karoon ka lang ng faith. So, hindi siya just. Hindi siya equal. Pero if you take few steps back, makikita mo yung bigger picture, kasama siya dun sa law of karma. Hindi lang complete yung knowledge, pero andun siya sa law of karma na mapupunta ka sa heaven, but for a certain time lang, depende sa karma mo, babalik ka uli sa human life. Pero syempre, daanan mo lahat ng mga living entities na kailangan mo daanan. Depende sa kung ano kinain mo, ano napatay mo na apekto ang mga living entities. Lahat yun, babalik. May reactions. So, different bodies yung dadaanan ng isang tao. Some philosophy nowadays also is titignan nila si God or the Supreme as light. Love and light. Come to the light. Wala siyang image. Ilaw lang siya. So, nasa Vedic scriptures din tong practice na to. Yung iba nagka-practice na ito, tinatawag na impersonalists. This is the aura or the effulgence of the Supreme. Effulgence ni Krishna. Hindi lang niya ma-penetrate yung light kasi hindi siya qualified. Hanggang doon lang siya. Yung ibang practice, tawag to nirvana kasi pag wala kang ginawa sa life mo na to, nagkaroon ka ng detachment and nag-escape ka doon sa mga responsibilities mo, gagawa ka lang ng wala. Mag-meditate ka lang sa wala. Dito ka daw pupunta. Kasi nag-stop ka ng paggawa ng karma. After some time, pwede mangyari yon. Nag-stop ka ng karma. Pupunta ka lang doon sa light. Pero hindi ka rin eternal doon. Vedic scripture says, after some time, kung anong equivalent doon sa ginawa mong practice, ando ka sa light, lulutang-lutang ka doon, doing nothing, bababa ka uli. Ikot ka uli doon sa samsara. Hindi pa rin siya escape doon sa cycle of birth and death kasi nasa loob pa rin siya ng material world. So, different experiences, different desires, different activities is the reason kung ano yung magiging next bodies natin. But, same soul. Ikaw pa rin yun. Hindi mawawala yung identity mo. Will you remember everything? No. Kasi different bodies, different capabilities of remembrance. And mahirap kung matandaan mo lahat. Lahat na experiences mo ng iba-ibang living entity ka, nung animals ka, nung naging animals ka, tapos naging bacteria ka, or naging demigod ka with the pride, diba? Naging king, naging babae, naging lalaki. Imagine having all of that experience in your memory. Naalala mo lahat. Uy, ito yung tao na pumatay sa akin. Ito yung, diba? Lahat ng asawa mo naalala mo, lahat ng anak mo. You will be much more attached sa material world. Maraming bagay nga this lifetime gusto mo makalimutan, di ba? So, ganun ka-powerful yung forgetfulness. Pero we have to use also the remembrance. Yung remembrance na gusto natin is si Krishna. Gusto natin malala si Krishna. Wild. Wild nun talaga, sabi na sa group chat. Wild nun kapag naalala mo lahat. Naalala mo lahat ng traumatic experience mo previous lives kung paano ka pinatay ng soldier ka nun, or Viking ka that time. Or isa kang how do you call this? Alipin ng isang ng isang hari. Tapos nalala mo lahat. That's the power of forgetfulness. It makes us much more enthusiastic, or binibigyan tayo ng hope. So, kailangan natin idasal yung forgetfulness na yun para mawala yung mga impressions sa atin, para mas makapagtuloy-tuloy tayo in the future. Take for example, the bad habits, the old habits. We must forget them. But dasal natin kay Krishna, sana mawala to para hindi siya maging hindrance sa pag-move forward ko sa spiritual life. Text 27. One who has taken his birth is sure to die. And after that, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. What an instruction. Sabi ni Krishna, lahat ng pinapanganak na mamatay. Yung pinapanganak lang yung body, hindi yung soul. Yung soul is never born. Sumasakay lang siya doon sa body na yon. So, yung namamatay yung body lang din. So, after that, may birth uli siya. So, unavoidable tong experiences na to. Like, yung mga experiences natin sa buhay natin. But you should always put in front of your priority list, in your mind, in your consciousness, na kailangan natin gawin yung duties natin. Just like yung sacrifice ng isang father. Kahit sobrang hirap, kailangan niya gawin yung duties niya. Kailangan niya mag-protect and mag-provide. Kailangan niya tumayo as the haligi ng tahanan. So, duty niya yon. Yung mother, ganun din. Kahit mainit, pagod, may sakit. Naalala ko yung mom ko, may sakit siya, nagluluto siya, nagiinis siya. Duty niya kasi. So that's the duty ng isang tao. Kung yung duty mo, kailangan mo gawin kahit gaano kahirap, kahit gaano kadali, or gaano ka-convenient or inconvenient. So may mga duties tayo sa buhay materially, pero may duties tayo sa buhay spiritually, which is kailangan natin i-prioritize. Kasi nakakalimutan natin because of the so-called duty ng material life natin. Which is, yung iba is not a duty. It is because meron lang tayong mga desires na gustong makuha and nagiging duty na natin yon. It's like the purchasing of a lot of things. Diba? Yung kaka-add to cart natin. Tapos you'll use your credit card, and if you don't have sufficient fund, you have to work for it para mabayaran yon, yung mga nagastos mo na. Yung iba sira na, babayaran mo pa. It is your responsibility, but it's not really your duty. Kasi it's just for sense gratification, di ba? So maraming distractions tayo sa buhay natin. We have to simplify everything. Ito yung purpose ng buhay natin. Ito yung duty ko. Ito yung kailangan gawin. Maraming mga pwedeng mag-sidetrack. Maraming mga pwedeng side trip na pwede tayong puntahan. Pero hindi siya necessary. Pwede siya maging cause ng next life natin. Next body natin. So, thinking, lahat ng papanganak mamamatay, ako din, mangyayari sa akin yon. I have to do my duty. Lalo na yung my spiritual duty. Huwag tayo magpadala dun sa magiging emotions, magiging experience natin para huminto. Ayoko na gawin to kasi hindi naman nila ako na-appreciate eh. Hindi naman ako belong dito sa practice na to eh. Or, nahihirapan na ako eh. Bakit na lang kailangan ko pahirapan sarili ko sa practice? Pwede naman mag-enjoy lang ako materially. Mas mahirap din yun. So, life will be always the same if wala tayong gagawin. We will experience the same with different bodies if wala tayong magiging actions spiritually. We will take birth and death sa samsara of life if we will not make any difference sa ating spiritual life. And that's very important and very instructive na instructions ni Krishna kay Arjuna. We have to be always on top sa ating life. Otherwise, sasakay lang tayo sa agos ng illusory energy.